Hi Pisces, welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to your April 2025 monthly tarot reading. This is where we're going to look at the astrological energies of the month of April. March was a big month, Pisces, as you all know, because many of the planets were in your sign. Neptune finally left your sign and moved into Aries at the end of the month. We did have that eclipse season, as well as Mercury and Venus retrograde. Now, as we come into April, this is going to be like a fresh, new, kind of like coming out of a fog month, because we have been in this kind of crazy energy for at least, since the beginning of 2025. And I do think that once we have Venus and Mercury direct this month, Mars moving into Leo, I do think that much of this kind of stagnant, maybe not even stagnant, just like kind of crazy energy that we weren't able to see through the fog felt like it was stagnant. And now I do think this month is going to be much more positive. So let's get right into it. Check the description box below for all the important dates. All right, we start off King of Wands, as well as the Five of Cups. We have the Ace of Swords in the reverse, as well as the Strength card, Major Arcana in reverse. We have the World card, another Major Arcana in reverse, Pisces. In addition to the Two of Wands, another reversal. And then we are wrapping up the month with the Page of Wands and the Seven of Swords in reverse. So lots going on in terms of the reversals here, Pisces. This definitely could be pointing towards somewhere that you've been feeling like you haven't had momentum. Let's pull a card representing the energy that you left back in March, or possibly you bring here into April. Spirit, if you can send my Pisceans a card representing the energy that they had back in March and they bring into April. And you have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So the Knight of Pentacles is that card of slow moving energy, dealing with either your finances, possibly waiting on someone to give you some information. This could be someone who is like a bank or a organization, like an entity that you went to with questions about something dealing with your finances. And I do think that March was this month that you didn't get any answers, or you didn't get all the information. And I do think you've been really holding out for this. I can see here at the beginning of the month with that Five of Cups and King of Wands, there's someone who holds the strings, if you will, the purse strings. And I do think as you come into this month, there is going to be this waiting game. But I do think that by time we move to all planets direct, by time we get to mid-month, I do think you all may see a little bit of forward momentum. All right, Pisces, let's pull a oracle message. Spirit, if you can send my Pisceans an oracle message for the month of April. And you have Deception and Envy. Now, this card to me seemed very right on point with the cards you received, and I'm going to tell you why. Deception and Envy down here with the Five of Cups, the Ace of Swords in reverse, not having clarity, the Strength card and the World card both feeling like you don't have all the momentum you need, and having challenges strategizing, and the Seven of Swords in reverse. All of those are leading to this feeling like you don't have momentum, feeling like you are needing to take a step back. I do think there's some people around you that are being very deceptive and have been for a few months now. Now, I do think that this could have been at your work. This could be family members as well. I do feel like there's possibly some friends around you who are jealous of possibly a situation that you have been able to come into. And I would say during this month, really pay attention who you tell important information to, Pisces. I do think one of the challenges with Neptune in your sign for so long is that we were wearing rose-colored glasses, Pisces. And once it moved into Aries, you could be getting some of that realization, like now taking the glasses off. We came out of Neptune entering Aries on March 30th. out of your sign. April 7th is when Mercury turned direct in Pisces. And by the time we got to the 12th, Libra full moon. Now, I do think on this same day we have the sun in conjunct Chiron and Aries. You could be in your feelings or having a sense of doubt or focusing only on the bad things that are going on, but there is someone who is trying to help you through this situation, Pisces, trying to get you from focusing on only the spilt cups. And I do think that in your waiting from March, I do think many of you will have some people around you who have not been for your highest good. And April is going to be the month to figure this out so you can get on the right path. Okay, so really pay attention to anyone who is for your highest good, trying to help you through this with that King of Wands. Now, I will say by the time we get to mid-month here, after that Libra full moon, I do think that Libra full moon could highlight those relationships that I was talking about of who was not being clear, who was not being for your highest good. But May 14th through May 3rd, all planets direct. During this time, I do think that clarity is still like coming out of a fog, like I said. And I do think many of you all are weighing how much strength you have to put towards a certain group of people, a certain group of colleagues. There feels like something here where you're having to really test your fortitude and strength and figure out, do you want to pursue this job? Do you want to pursue living in this neighborhood? There's something here where you could be tested mid-month of April. And I do think that that deception and envy starts kind of wearing on you as you move through April. I will tell you that by the time you get to Mars entering Leo on the 17th and the Sun entering Taurus on the 19th, I do think this is when there's going to be this shift. Mars moving into Leo will bring back some of your courage, make you be able to feel a little better about yourself. I do think the Two of Wands in the World card is like some type of plan that you had for what you wanted maybe in your career or what you wanted for your home life. I do think it's being tested, and you are going to have to figure out if this life is the one that you want, if you would like to pivot. I do think that there's some kind of conversations that you're having with you and your spirit guides during this month. And I do think by time Mercury enters, or I should say exits, its retrograde shadow on the 26th, some of this starts to clear up, Pisces. So I do think that you all have had just so many planets in your sign that now as the planets start moving into Aries, I do think that's when some of the realizations hit you. And I do think that by time you are leaving out of April, Taurus new moon on the 27th and Venus entering Aries on the 30th, you all are feeling better about a plan moving forward, no longer feeling deceived by those people. Whoa, excuse me, let's start again. Feeling better about yourself, but also no longer feeling deceived by the people that were around you. Seven of Swords in reverse is always a good sign. That means that you are coming out of possibly this deception and envy that was possibly here during these first few weeks of April. You are now like, all right, I have a plan. I'm moving forward. That Page of Wands is like possibly someone comes to you and offers you some help, some assistance, a job offer. There's something here that looks much better moving into May. And I think that that's going to be important for you, Pisces. Like I said, so many planets have been in your sign. You still have the North Node with you. Saturn will be in your sign, I think, until mid to late May. So you still have quite a bit of energy here at the last degrees of your sign. So I do think that's why you're going to have a little bit of stress. But I do think that once you can get to this point of getting some people off your plate that no longer are serving you, I think that your life is going to be a lot clearer and much more happier. So I hope this was helpful for you, Pisces. Take a look at your sun, moon, and rising signs in this video series. Let me know in the comments, what are you looking forward to this April, and what are you looking forward to getting out of your hair? I would love to know. All right, Pisces, I'll talk to you later.